CIPC nears completion of inquiry into Sharemax collapse and potential regulatory missteps, by Satori News. In a significant development for the financial industry in South Africa, the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission, CIPC, is nearing the completion of a comprehensive report that delves into the collapse of property syndication schemes, including the notorious Sharemax. The report, expected to be released by October, aims to illuminate the role played by the South African Reserve Bank and other regulators in these financial debacles. Initiated in 2022, the CIPC's investigation scrutinized the Nova Property Group's default in repaying former Sharemax investors as required. In a decade-long timeframe, Nova failed to fulfill its obligations, thereby triggering wider scrutiny into the regulatory landscape overseeing such property syndication schemes. Significantly expanded, the CIPC's probe explored potential legal inconsistencies, procedural anomalies, and issues surpassing regulatory jurisdiction. Regulators received a preliminary report in April and were invited to join the inquiry. The CIPC called upon the National Prosecuting Authority (NPA) and the South African Revenue Service (SARS), emphasizing a collaborative approach towards addressing the intricacies of the case. Senior CIPC investigator Cuma Zwane, who spearheads the inquiry, emphasized in a recent interview the unexpected complexity of the investigation. The inquiry, pushing boundaries beyond initially planned assessments, now postulates potential unlawful regulatory conduct as a contributing factor to the downfall of companies like Sharemax. The anticipated outcome of the final report might carry hefty implications, including the prospect of restitution or compensation for investors wronged in the process. Contingent on the report's conclusions regarding unlawful conduct and applicability of the law. The report aims to act as a cornerstone for a subsequent inquiry and potentially guide further investigations by the NPA. All of this is rooted in a commitment to justice and a quest for rectifying potential injustices engendered by regulatory missteps. Furthermore, the Sarb's oversight of Sharemax and equivalent schemes will be scrutinized, particularly the department's determination that their funding models contravened the Banks Act, which subsequently led to their collapse. Despite these findings, accountability remains scarce, and the NPA has thus far declined to prosecute individuals involved. Zwane's narrative hints at possible misinformation propagated by former Sarb officials. With interviews and public statements forming a part of the investigative melange, the veracity of past accounts is under the microscope. The resolution of this investigation may shed light on the Nova Property Group's failure to meet its repayment commitments to nearly 18,700 former Sharemax investors. This held significance as the 10-year repayment deadline lapsed in January 2022 without fulfillment. As the CIPC finalizes this crucial report, former investors and stakeholders anticipate clarity and hope for appropriate measures to address the repercussions of what appears to be a grave regulatory failure. Thank you for choosing Satori News.